This is Electric Universe Eyes, and today I'm in Boston, Massachusetts, and I'm going to be driving up to Rochester, New Hampshire, and on the way I'm going to take a detour through Manchester and pass by this Pawtucket State Park, and I noticed this circular feature here. So I'm going to go to this place, which has a north mountain, a middle mountain, and a south mountain. So looks like an abnormal structure to me. I would normally call this a crater, but it's actually just risen up mountains in a big giant swirl. So there's also an interesting place called Boulder Park that I found over here, and some images of hikers show these just gigantic boulders. So we'll find out. Alright, well, I am up, I think I'm on South Mountain. There are these giant granite boulders just everywhere. This is hilarious because this is where my GPS sent me. Alright, well, now I'm on a dirt road. This is fun. So I'm trying to find Tower Road, which is supposed to be the way to the tower, I think. Because I don't know. It is beautiful here, wherever I am. Look at that. Look at that. That's freaking awesome. Look, just giant granite boulders sitting in this beautiful water. So the road has gotten... I'm on Tower Road. It's much skinnier and crazier than I imagined. Look at this, though. Oh my gosh. Look at this. It's just like a boggy creek up here. This is fantastic. That is not picture perfect. I don't know what is. Like, holy moly. So I think now I am headed up South Mountain. I think I'm driving up South Mountain. I'll check my GPS when I stop. This is pretty cool. That big old boulder, that's as big as the car I'm in right now. Huge. Look. How'd this big giant boulder get right there? Look, there's a few little smaller rocks over there too. But how'd they get up here? So I think I've reached the peak. Maybe, maybe not. I don't know where I'm at. More awesome little water buckets. Some cool hiking up here. Wish I had more time. This. Look at that. That's gorgeous. Man. Look at this thing. Wow.
Proceed
Look
to
how
the
huge
route.
that is. That's ridiculous. That's just huge. This is just fun driving through here. I don't know if I'm gonna find anything amazing. I'm just having a good old time. Look how giant these boulders are. I'm coming down off of the peak of South Mountain. Look at these boulders. Look at that. Look at the size of those trees. And then look at the size of these giant granite boulders. Holy crap, that's insane. Look at that. Ooh, there's lots of bugs up here. I don't like this. Look at that. That's some shiny granite. Wow, there's all kinds of bugs here. Look at this. Look how shiny that is. That's cool. Grab a couple of these. This is freaking, oh my gosh. These bugs are trying to eat me up. Hey, wait a minute. I noticed. Hey, that's mica up in there. This is some mica. Huh. Huh. This stuff is everywhere. Shiny. Man, these bugs are everywhere too. Jeez. Oh man, these mosquitoes love me. Alright, I'm gonna head down further. Something, I had to come and look at it. Look at that. You see those lines going down through this granite boulder and up like that? So I saw this line sticking out right there. That's like a... Look at that. What the heck was that? Look at that. See that piece right there? There's another example. See the size of that tree? Big old giant trees. Look how huge this giant boulder is. Now look at that size. That side just... Man. I made my way to Boulder Trail. Let's go check this out. Wow, holy moly, look at that. Can you see all those boulders? Look at that. It's almost like they're piled up there, but it looks like those look like they're formed right there like that. Let's walk down here a bit. The mosquitoes up here are horrible. Look at that. Look at that seam go all the way down. Same thing right there. And then it twists around. Kind of got this triangular shape on this side. It's moldy. That big old giant thing over there. Just giant boulders everywhere. Look at that. They weren't kidding about this being a boulder field. So it looks like the elevation goes down from here. So how in the world did all these giant rocks get way up here? Of course, geologists will say, I'm sure geologists will say that all these rocks just pushed up along with the mountain. Oh man, dude, these are horrible bugs. I thought mosquitoes were crazy big in Texas. New Hampshire's got them. Holy moly. Look at this. Look how giant this thing is. Holy crap. Whoa. Look at this. Look at this. Now this thing is in the ground. This did not. Look at that. So look at how this thing right here formed. I'm sacrificing myself with these mosquitoes, so I hope you're enjoying this. Look at that. Oh man. Look, that looks like a boundary layer right there on top. Look. Look at this tree, it just grew up in between it. Check out this granite. Look at this. Look at that. Look at that separation here. Oh, you see that right there? Wow. Look at that. Going up like this and following down. The shape of that. I saw this same type of formation, waterfall trail. Wow, incredible. Look at this, oh my gosh. Look how huge those things are. Wow. Oh man. Dude, these mosquitoes are horrible. Look at this. That. You see that line that goes across there? Uh-huh. I think these things were formed right here. Not pushed up from the ground. I mean, hell, these could have even been formed in the sky and dropped here to a degree. But I think a lot of these things were formed right in here. Alright, I'm gonna get down in here and check this out. And then I gotta get out of here because these bugs are tripping. Look at this. Look at that. Look at that. Look at there. Oh man. Look, and then this part comes off like this. That's kind of raised out a bit. Look, and then this. What? And it's almost like they merge and they pinch right in here. And they pinch together to form this stuff. Holy moly. Look at this. Look how this tree grew around here. Wow. Look at that. It's awesome. Kind of goes in this little spirally shape here. I love this. Wow, look at this. Huh, this is incredible. This is incredibly big. What the heck? Look at this. Look at this. Pretty incredible. There's just all these roots. Man, look at that thing. Just out here in the middle of this forest, on top of this mountain. A little cave right here. Oh, that's cool. What's this white stuff? What is that? Oh no, that's part of it. Might be like, might be poop. I don't know. But still, look at this thing. Oh, there's so many bugs. Look, there's one of those lines again coming down. Wow. My wife would freak out if she knew where I was right now. Goodness gracious, look at this. What the heck? Oh, look. Those lines splitting out right there. Oh my gosh. Oh, look at that though. That's beautiful. Just a perfect little hole through there. Now, what's that for? I mean, this is kind of like some Velikovsky stuff to me. He talks about the huge tidal waves and boulders getting thrown over. Hell, look at all that. Look, that's all granite. These are huge granite boulders. This is a bunch of littler stuff over here. But check that thing out. Holy crap. Wow. Wow. That's ridiculous. Look at that too, over there. Man, I could just walk around here for hours. And it's really big. This whole area. Look at this. Dude, this thing's taller than my house. Here's the underside of this big, gigantic thing. That's why there's so many. Oh, look at that. Look at that. All the way up. And then it splits off. And then can you see that cross hatching right there? That goes that way. Oh, I gotta get out of here. I'm getting eaten. Eaten alive. Oh, here you go. Here's another good example right here. Look at that. Look how that moves around like this. So again, I'm going to ask my geologist friends, how is granite formed? How was granite formed? And how did these giant boulders end up right here like this? Look at that line right there. This looks like this. Oh, wait a minute. Hold on a second. Look at the movement. Look at this movement right here. Oh, yeah. Look at that. You see that? Look at the backside of this. This is cool. Wow. I don't know what that white stuff is. I don't know, maybe some Native American stuff. Look there. Look how clean that is. Oh, so tall. What? This is unbelievable. There you go for a size of scale. That's somebody's tarp they left. Look at that thing. It's freaking huge, man. And then this all goes downhill. That's a sharp incline way up there. That's where I just drove down this way. I was at the peak of South Mountain, I believe. And it looks like it goes down in elevation that way. I'm gonna check out these few boulders over here. Oh, there's still another huge one over here. And then there's another one back where I came in. I think I'll end with that one and get out of here because I'm getting eaten alive. There's so many bugs up here. Wow. Again, there's those lines. Wow. Look at that big old thing over there. Wow, it just keeps going. It just keeps going. But I'm not going to go that way. I'm going to make my way back up here and go look at this other giant boulder I saw. Man, look, this Here's my hand. Give you perspective of this one, and this is a small one. Hey, but that's an interesting column right there. What's up with that? Look at this. You can see the separation in these guys. Look. Look at that. It almost looks like it formed up this way, had a charge separation coming across this way. This was bending upward here, and you see it pinching off right here. Look. Follow this crack right here. Boom. And then it pinches off. And look up there. Pinches off again. This side is pretty flat all the way down. Look, there's a pinch point. Here's one of those little boundary layers again. I really like this one though. Look at this. Why is that like that? Oh man. Oh, look at this. Look. Look at these two lines coming up. You got a big one. Wow. Look at this big mammoth. Holy moly. Look, there's a tree growing out of the top of it. It's incredible. It suddenly smells real good over here. I don't know what that is. Oh gosh, look at this thing. This is incredible. There's one of those lines again. Look at that giant tree. That huge tree is growing in between those rocks. Well, they're not rocks, they're boulders. Some giant boulders. Look how this stuff just piled up over here. Look at that. Oh my gosh. Hey, look. See that line again right there? There it is. Am I crazy? Am I just making stuff up? It smells good. Dang, man. Oh, these mosquitoes are getting me. You know, I don't know if maybe those are... Jeez, these are the biggest mosquitoes I've ever freaking seen. I said everything's big in Texas. Damn, these are some big-ass mosquitoes. Oh, man. This place is awesome. I'm glad I stopped. Hey, look. That's that same texture I saw going vertical on one back there. I don't know if a giant flood / tidal wave, Velikovsky style earth turning upside down happened or not. Or if these were made during a huge electrical discharge storm. I don't know. I don't know. That sure is pretty cool. I hear there's somebody else out here. Wow. Look at these. Hey, look. There's those lines again. Look at that. See those lines wrapping around? All the way around. Here we go. Look, I'm standing on top of a smaller boulder. And you can see it wrapping around like this. Oh gosh. Look at this on the ground. It's just boulders everywhere. There's that same line. Wow. Look at this thing. Oh my gosh. Look at that. Look at this. Look how it just pinches together like that. And again, those little swirly whirls right there. So I think that's where the charge is separated over there. Look at that. Dang. Let's see if I can get over there. It's weird. It's like a ramp. All right, well, I think this is the last one I'm getting to. The voices, they were rock climbing backside of that thing. Big old dude. So look, I think I'm just about done here, but another big giant rock right there with vertical walls. Look at all this. So, pretty incredible stuff here. Just trying to make my way. Oh, look, here's poison stuff. I don't want none of that. Oh, goodness. Oh, my God. Look at all that. That one looks like a pyramid. All right. Oh, look again. You just look, it's completely solid, and then it just naturally separates right there. Like that. And I see all kinds of parts where it sticks out, and then it just goes right back in. Like nothing ever happened. Look at that. Pretty vertical walls. Look at that. Look how that one's shaped. Look over there. See, look, I could just keep going. These boulders just keep going. But I'm gonna head back to the car and continue my trip. All right. Well, that was fun. I will. I'll put in some Google Earth images here so you can see the spiraling shape of the north, the middle, and south mountains, what they called it. But to me, from an overhead view, it looks like a vortex in this area. So again, it could have been a tidal wave of water coming inland this far. You know, if the Earth did change its polar axis and actually flip, like Velikovsky said, or if it's a lot more dynamic and dramatic, like Andy Hall has stated in many of his amazing papers. So I'm glad I stopped by here, and I'm done with these bugs. So that's it for me for now. Driving out of here, I'm on the other side. If I would have just kept walking, you can't see it, but through that clearing is a bunch of water again. We've got a bunch of little lakes up here. And there's just boulders everywhere. So, pretty cool stuff. Look, there's some more water right there. Give you a shot of that, and then I'm making my way out. beautiful up here. Guess I gotta turn around. This sucks. It's just marsh. Little marshes up here. Look at this. This is my exit out. Kind of heading back a different route, just for kicks. Again. Look, oh, there's one of those bugs that was messing with me. You stupid bug. What the heck is that? I've never seen that kind of bug before. All right, I have made it to the hotel safely, and wanted to show you a few specimens I collected right near Boulder Field, but wanted to show you where it's located in New Hampshire. So there's a place called Pawtuckaway State Park in New Hampshire, and I was outside of the state park. Let's zoom out here so you can see. There you go. Northwest of Pawtuckaway State Park, there's this circular structure here that I noticed on Google Earth. And there's a place called Boulder Field where I was just at. And I drove up this way and went through this road and ended up right about there. So that's about where Boulder Field was over here somewhere. And I ended up coming back this way because I couldn't get across here. Between these two lakes right here, there's supposed to be, you could see here, this trail that goes off. That was actually filled with water, so I didn't want to risk trying to cross over. I threw some big rocks in there and it sounded too deep, so I wasn't going to try that. So here's where Boulder Field is. This is exactly where I was. Let's zoom out a little bit here and see if... Oh, there we go. Sorry. That's Boulder Field. Yep. So in some of my videos, you could see where I was looking at these boulders last before I turned back up and headed north. And then those guys were climbing the rocks somewhere back up in this area. So, but you can see this. It's a circular structure. Almost looks like a crater formation, but here's South Mountain, here's North Mountain, and then here's what they call Middle Mountain, and that's what I was driving around. Pretty cool stuff. So let's take a look and see some of these specimens that I collected. And the first thing I noticed right off the bat was in this granite, there's mica. And I visited Tucson, Arizona, where I saw lots of mica. I visited Pikes Peak in Colorado, just outside of Colorado Springs, and they had the same type of rock that I think is a mica conglomerate, same color almost, that I found at the top of Pikes Peak. All right. I don't know if you could see how shiny that is. Pretty awesome. This was a rock. This was one of the rocks I just glanced at on my way back to the car, and you can see there's some sparkles in it. I don't know what kind of rock this actually is, but it's got those little mica particles in there. It doesn't look like granite, but maybe it's just a small composition of granite. I don't know what this is, but I grabbed that one. It's probably my least amazing looking rock. You can see all the flakes coming off of this. See, look. See that? I'm just rubbing it, and this mica is just falling off. So that's this rock. It's shiny. It's beautiful. It's almost like a dark grayish, brownish color. Here's another one. And real sparkly. Pretty. Again, kind of a lighter shade of granite with this little mica pieces in it. Here you go. Look at that. See it reflecting right off of that? These little thin layers, these just peel right off. Look at those lines right there. Look. See that crystalline material right there? It's beautiful. Here's another just pure chunk of that mica rock. Just kind of a brownish gray mixture. And again, rub on it, little pieces just flake off. See that? It's a bigger piece, and it's kind of a granite combination, again, with that mica in there. But you'll notice in this, it's got little pink crystals in it. And those little pink crystals remind me of what I saw down in Texas at Enchanted Rock. I've never been to New Hampshire before, but I think they called it the Granite State. There's just granite everywhere. Everywhere that I was driving, there was just granite rock. Huge chunks of granite rock sticking out of the side of the road. Everybody's yard, their fences were built out of granite rock, just stacked on top of each other. It just seems like anywhere anybody settled and tried to clear their land, there's just a ton of rocks. So there's rocks everywhere. Granite is everywhere. I found this interesting that there's so much mica in this area as well. Look at all that flaked off. This is just from me here in the past 5 or 10 minutes. Here's the last one I got. Look at that. You can see the formation of the granite. And again, it's got mica all layered in there. So my fingernails are dirty. It's digging through rocks. So what do you expect? Anyhow, I just think this is beautiful. I believe this circular structure was formed two ways. This is my theory. A, just like Velikovsky said, the Earth turned on its axis. I don't know if it flipped over completely or just halfway. It seems like the Earth kind of torqued sideways. B, these crazy storms that would be plasma discharge, just like the storms we see in the sky today, except imagine the clouds you see during a thunderstorm look like aurora. So it's a very highly ionized storm system. And it is pulling up material from the Earth during these discharges, as well as creating concretions in the sky, taking material and organizing material electromagnetically in the sky and dropping this stuff on top of the Earth, down on top of the layer. And I don't know. I don't know the real answer, but seeing these giant boulders that are literally as big as my house, bigger than my house, bigger than a school bus, if you can imagine that. The traces left on the surface, it does not look to me like it was pushed up from the ground. It does not look like it was the result of tectonic plates, just like they're going to teach you in school. It looked like one of two scenarios. Again, a massive worldwide tsunami and massive flooding that would push these boulders in water on top of these giant mounds or mountains. Or B, the mountains were formed in their places and these rocks were formed on top or even slightly above the Earth's surface and dropped in a storm you can't even imagine. Anyway, I love rocks. I love the planet. I love humans. And I love knowledge. And I'm still seeking the answers. And I don't know the answers. And I might sound like a lunatic. You might think I'm crazy. You might be a studied geologist that spent years and years at school and says, hell no, there's no way. It's millions and billions of years. You might be a meteorologist and say, no way, that can't happen because, my whole life it's just been the sun and the moon and that's it. And I don't believe any of those far out stories. And you might be an atheist and you might think we evolved from monkeys from millions of years of evolution. You might be a theosopher, which I like theosophy. It merges science and spirituality. I think I like that a lot. I don't know. You might be a religious Jesus freak. I meet with them every day. And you just think that a man of God came and made everything happen, but there's no real scientific description. But my belief system is that all of those stories, regardless of your religion, all of those stories are true. And there is a scientific definition or explanation for it. And I am trying to figure that out, as are a bunch of people. And I think plasma physics, plasma cosmology, electric universe theory, all of those things will lend us to find out the truth. I encourage you to go visit a website, a YouTube channel called Chronos. I think aside from Greg J. and obviously the Thunderbolts Project, Suspicious Observers, they're cool. Ben's cool, kind of. Oh, man. You know what? Here's my honest opinion. If you monetize your channel, you're after something else. You just want some money. You're trying to figure out how can you do what you love and survive off of it. I don't ever expect that to happen with my channel. I don't expect anybody to ever just give me money without earning it. I highly respect Kronos' channel because he doesn't monetize. You're never going to see an advertisement. And he grew up the same way I did, indoctrinated in religion. And religion doesn't match what we are taught. And we're trying to find the real reason the world is so messed up like it is, and the belief systems are the way they are. So I encourage you to check out his channel, and Greg J's channel too. Any channel that doesn't have an advertisement, how can you say they're not trying to just seek the truth and share the truth? That's what I'm challenging you. Anyway, this has been a fun day, and look at these rocks, man. Come on. Do you like rocks? Because I think rocks tell a story. I think they tell a much different story than we've been led on to believe. I think this planet is a lot younger than we think it is. And I'm not saying this planet was formulated or created 4,000 years ago. I read scriptures and I believe in the scriptures, but not in the way that modern day people do. And, as far as I'm concerned, there were people alive 12 to 13,000 years ago that recorded lots of information for us. So that's as far back as I can go. But I don't believe this millions and billions of years. So there you have it. Toodaloo.